I have a statement that I would like to make today. Either you're gonna abide or access will be denied. Either one way or another, either you're gonna abide or access will be denied. And somebody may say, what do you mean? Well, when access is being denied to something, that means that chances are you didn't comply to the rules and regulations to get in. If a school has rules, if the job has rules, if your house has rules, wherever you go, people have rules. And if you don't abide by those rules, access is denied. Well, that's the same way that it is with heaven. It's rules to get into those heavenly gates. See, when everybody dies, everybody raises their hand and say that, yes, they want to go to heaven, but are you living the righteous life to get into heaven? I want you to think about it now. Everybody raises their hand and say, I'm going to heaven, I'm going to heaven, but are you living the right life to get into heaven? See, everybody has rules that you must go by. Again, the school have rules. The job has rules. These organization has rules. See, everybody has rules that you must comply by if you want to come into their organization. Everybody has a set of rules to go by. You have rules to your house, just like I have rules to my house. And guess what? If you don't comply by the rules of my house, guess what? You don't get to live with me in my house, and vice versa. I'm sure it's the same with you. The same way that everybody else has rules, God has rules to his house. And God's rule is you must receive, number one, Jesus Christ as Lord of your life, but you must live like he's Lord of your life. You must live a righteous life. Every day that the breath is in your body, you must wake up and try your best. Try your best to live a life that's pleasing to God. Now, can you say that every day that you get up, that you're trying your best to live a life that's pleasing to God? Can you honestly say that? Because see, just like it says in Hebrews 9:27, every man is appointed a time to die and then judgment. And when it says man, it's talking about man and woman the same as one. Man and woman is appointed a time to die, then judgment. So everybody has an appointed time that breath is going to leave out of our body, and we will have to be judged by the one true and living God. See, are you one of those people that you raise your hands and you say, when I die, yes, I want to go to heaven, but you're not living the life to go to heaven? See, if you came to me and if you said you wanted to live with me in my house, and I told you the rules of my house, and you didn't want to comply by the rules of my house, do you think that you're going to get to live with me in my house, and vice versa? If you had rules to your house, and if I didn't want to comply by the rules of your house, you're going to tell me, Stella, you need to leave up out of my house. Now, what do you think God is going to do? Because God has a holy house. So if you spend all of your years on this temporary world, living any kind of way, dressing any kind of way, talking any kind of way, do you really think when you die, your soul is going to go the right way? And you have to be real with yourself. How are you living your life? And the way that you're conducting yourself on this temporary world, do you truly think that you will be welcome and entered into God's holy eternal world? I want you to think about it now. Either you're going to abide by his rules or you're not. And that goes to the believer and that goes to the unbeliever. See, the Heavenly Father is not going to make anybody receive Jesus Christ as Lord of their life. God is going to give everybody an opportunity. And it's a difference because God gives everybody free will. God gives every man and woman free will. So everybody has free will. Either you're going to choose to live for him or you're going to choose to live against him. And if you're not living for God, why do you think when you die, you're going to get to live with him? But on earth, you're not living for him. I want you to think about it. If you didn't receive Jesus Christ as Lord of your life, Why would you think you will be greeted by him and get to stay with him all the days of your life? We must think about these things. Everybody has rules to their house. Everybody does. And if we're allowed to have rules to our house, if the school allowed to have rules, the church allowed to have rules, the job allowed to have rules, the bank allowed to have rules, the club allowed to have rules, why in the world does a holy God not allowed to have rules? He has every right to have rules to his house. So on today, if you still have the breath in your body, and if you're saying on today, if when I leave this world, I want to live with the one true and living God, you have to live a life that's pleasing to God. You can't still live any kind of way and think that your soul is going to go the right way, because that's what I was doing. I said I love the Lord and I wanted to go live with him and go that way, but I wasn't living the right way. I was still living any kind of way. And if you're still living any kind of way other than God's way, my friend, your soul will go the opposite way. Let's look at ourselves. Let's start seeking God. Let's get in the word. Let's start having a true relationship with God so we can know what's expected of him. We must do more than pay our tithes. We must do more than go to a building every Sunday. We have to do more than just being a nice person. But are you doing the will of God? Are you being obedient to God? See, you can pay everybody bills in town. You can take people places. You can buy people things. But if you're not being obedient to God, why do you think when you die, you're going to get to live with him? And that's what I was guilty of. Helping people out. Doing nice things for people, but I still was living outside the will of God. I wasn't doing the things that God called me to do. I still wanted to do the selfish things that I wanted to do. And if you're still living any kind of way doing what you want to do, you got to ask yourself, am I really doing the things that God called for me to do? Everybody, we're going to have to leave this world one day. And we have to get our lives together. And we have to do it now. And if on today you're saying, when I leave this world, I want to be greeted by God, start getting in the word. Start seeking to know the one true and living God, so you can know that you will be greeted by him and you will not have to depart from him. So always remember my closing. Self-examination is the best examination. And Jesus Christ is Lord, and he's all we have. Have a great rest of the day.